Hi everyone, this is Rich of the Rich Maxwell channel. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, the channel here is all about drones and photography. So regularly talking about photography and drone gear on here. So if you're into those things, please consider subscribing and looking out for more videos. So this video is a video that I'm just putting together to follow on from my last video really, where we talked about the Hubsan Zino 2 specs and what we can hope to get from this new drone. And it's a super exciting drone to see coming onto the market. It's only available for pre-order at the moment, so nobody's actually got it in hand yet to properly review and test out, but the full spec is on GearBest and various other websites, so it's been really interesting to look through all the features of the drone. It has some really good things in it, such as the ability to take raw photos and shoot at 60 frames per second. It's got 100 megabit rate now for video, so that's great, and a really good range. I think it's up to 6 kilometers that it can transmit the images from the drone to your phone, so that's really good to see. And good battery life, 33 minutes now, so loads of real positive things, and it's a good price at around £300 in the UK or $400 US, so it's a very nice looking drone. But in this video, just want to talk about 3 issues that I've identified from going through the specs that are putting me off buying this drone. One in particular, which I'll talk through in this video, which is a real sort of killer for anybody here in the UK or in the EU considering this drone. So the key things that Hubsan could have done better with on this drone. Well, firstly, the drone doesn't appear to have any obstacle avoidance, so it's got no front or rear facing sensors, so that means it's not going to stop you flying into walls and trees, whereas things like the DJI Mavic Air, which I also own, can't fly into things as easily, as it has got these sensors that will sort of stop you, or they'll sort of change your trajectory to avoid any obstacles. So really good things to have, especially if you're a beginner and new to drones. So it's disappointing to see that they didn't try and include that on the Zino 2, as it was something that was really lacking on the Zino original drone. But it's obviously a much cheaper drone than a Mavic Air, so they can't afford to put everything in there, whereas DJI, charging 3 times the price, have got a bit more budget to put things like the obstacle avoidance sensors in. So that's not a massive deal. If you're experienced with drones, then you're probably not going to be too fussed about the obstacle avoidance anyway. You can probably quite easily avoid flying into things. Next thing that they don't appear to have in this drone, which is a bit disappointing, and it's something that they may add, I suppose, in an update, but it doesn't look like it shoots any Slog or HLG colour formats, or any sort of like cine grades, sort of colour formats like you get with the Mavic drones, and also the FIMI X8 SE, which is a very similarly priced Chinese drone. So that's disappointing to see, but maybe it's just something that they haven't listed, and it is included because it's quite a small detail really that only some people will be concerned about. Yeah, that's another thing. And now getting on to the final detail that is a real big issue for this drone for anyone in the UK and EU is the weight of the Hubsan Zino 2. It's unfortunately over 900 grams. It's listed on the website as being 915 grams, which is a problem for anybody that is in an EU country or the UK. As from July the 1st, 2020, so in just 6 months' time, there's some new drone laws and regulations coming in which will make this drone a Category 2 drone, which will mean you'll have to take an exam basically to be able to fly it. They're getting rid of, I think it's the PFCO test that you'd need to commercially fly drones and replacing it with something else, and at over 900 grams this drone will fall into a Category 2 as a drone classification, and mean that you'll have to take this test, which is kind of like a pilot test almost. So it's quite an intensive thing. It's quite different to the online test that we have just recently had introduced for registering drones here in the UK. So that's is a big issue for this drone, and is what's going to put me off buying it. So obviously, if I buy a drone, I want to have more than 6 months use out of it, and I don't really want to have to mess around taking an exam to be able to do what is for me a hobby. So that's making it a no-go for me on this drone, which is a shame. It does look like an exciting and interesting drone, and if you live in the US, and conscious a lot of people that view my videos are in the US according to the YouTube data, then this might not be such an issue, but I've got no idea of the laws over there in the US for drones. So look into that and yeah, see if it affects you. But certainly worth considering and bearing in mind if you live in an EU country, as it'll technically be illegal to fly it without doing that test from July next year. So I hope this is helpful. Please consider subscribing to my channel for more videos, and maybe give this a like and a thumbs up, and share with your friends, anyone else that you know into drones, and hopefully see you all again here soon. Bye for now, everyone.